noticing when you all were coming in this evening, a lot of you have some new outfits on and some new hairdos, and it looks like you've been shopping. I used to love to go shopping when I was younger, and now I'm a little older and fluffier, so I just hate the whole dressing room experience. I just spent the whole morning in the dressing room last Saturday, and I couldn't find anything that just made me feel fabulous or that fit very well. So I told my daughter, what I'd really like to do is just go to Kirkland's and get a little something for the house. So I realized then, you know, every time I go to get something for myself, I seem to bring home some home decor and snack. And I also realized that when I bring my home decor home, it's directly proportional to the value of the trauma I experienced in the dressing room. For example, the other day I needed a new belt, but I came home with some new throw pillows. And then my husband came home and he said, "What is a tree doing in our living room?" And I said, "It's called a topiary, and if you must know, I went dress shopping." And then he looked at the windows and he said, "Did we get new curtains?" And I said, those are my new jeans." And then I had to remind him, "Don't forget, the home remodeling guy is coming tonight at 6. And he looked at me like he didn't know what I was talking about. And I said, "Swimsuit season, darling." But hey, it's not just me. Other people have their vices too. Why do you think there's an Auntie Anne's pretzel shop within 100 feet of every Victoria's Secret? Coincidence? I don't think so. But why do we even care how we look? It's men, right? We want to look good for our man. But have you ever wondered if God put us here on this earth to share with man, why did he make us so different? Because with men, everything is so competitive. Who's the fastest? Who's the strongest? I'll never forget the first time I went to a car show with my husband. I thought they were joking. I couldn't believe it. All the guys had their hot rods lined up in a row, and the hoods were opened up. And I guess it matters whether you have a V6 or a V8 under your hood. And then every guy that has his little Dale Earnhardt chair sitting next to the car has that one story about the one time he took his car out and opened it up, wide open on the road. I mean, that would be like me grabbing Betty when she comes over for bunko night and spinning her around and checking her label and saying, "What are you packing in there these days, Betty? A size 12? 14? Mary over there is a 16, but that one time she was into the plus sizes." We would never do that, would we? As women, our competitiveness shows up a little more discreetly, like at children's birthday parties, bake sales, and photo dinners. Let's face it, there's a lot of pressure put on a gal at a potluck. Surely I'm not the only one who's woken up late on Fellowship Sunday with nothing prepared. So you go in the refrigerator and you toss a week's worth of leftovers in a 9x13 casserole dish, add a little edible macaroni and toss some sauce on top, and we call it goulash. And you just pray that that's not the Sunday the preacher's wife wants your recipe. But it's all about what you brought and how much was left over, right? I'm sorry, I'm just a little nervous. I thought I was signing up to pass out programs. But, where am I at, Karen? Oh, okay. So, you take your goulash, and it's all about what you brought and how much was eaten. With the dishes that are abandoned in the church kitchen are those that are left over by the women who brought things to the dinner and nobody ate. And nobody wanted to see them carrying them off to the car. I don't want to name names, but I have seen some people scraping the family name off the side of their Pyrex before they leave. But we should really cover those women in prayer and not talk about it because they suffer from PDD. Premeditated dish ditching. And men have it so much easier than we do, don't they? They go to get a haircut, they're in Friday night, and I turned on the radio, and Paul Harvey was on. And there was a story about a woman in Wisconsin who has received a heart transplant from a young male recipient. And now she swears that she is craving beer and fried chicken every day. And I know it sounds funny, but I tend to believe that's probably true because I myself happen to be the recipient of a partial transplant, because the other day when I wrecked the car, my husband gave me a piece of his mind. And now I have to fight the urge to scratch and spit, and I cannot remember to put the toilet seat down. And I don't know what the whole deal is about men not wanting to listen to women, give them directions, because do you find it odd that the big craze now is the GPS system? It's a woman's voice. So we got a GPS for Christmas, and my husband wanted to see if it was working okay. So we punch in our destination, and we head out to see how it works. So we head out the driveway, and this sultry, breathy female voice comes on, and it says, "Turn right on Meridian and go 0.5 miles to Highlighted Road." And so we get to Meridian, and my husband turns left. And I said, "She told you to turn right." And he said, "Well, I know a shortcut." So we get to the next intersection, and before we headed off, she said, "Recalculating." And I said, now she's got to think of a whole nother way to go. So we get to the next intersection, and we'll call her Jen, is what we named her. And Jen said, "Merge onto I-135 and go to exit 5B. Well, we get to I-35, and he goes straight, and we end up on a dirt road. And I said, "What are you doing? You know, I told you that I would give you directions for free. You didn't have to pay money for that." And then Jen whispers to him, "Recalculating." And she's not even mad. So I got home, and I thought, maybe she has something figured out that I don't. So I think the next time when I get theater tickets, and my husband wants to go to another car show, I'm just going to whisper to him, "Recalculating."